Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday morning makes, and welcome to the My Creative Time after party for their 131st edition release. I'm sure by now you have all seen the beautiful products that Emma came out with this month. You can use code March 2023 to get 15% off your entire purchase. It ends on Sunday, April 2nd, 2023 at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So you have all weekend to shop if you haven't already done so, and I imagine most of you already have. I am so excited for this fun tea-themed release. Really quickly, I'm just going to show you the products that were released. She released 2 paper pads, this beautiful one called Tea Time, and I absolutely adore the papers in this paper pad. She's got this beautiful tea-themed paper that has all different tea words. And then the next page is, of course, the cuttables that you can use, that the Stamp and Die set will cut out the teacup and the little tea kettle. And then this beautiful kind of floral and stripe paper, and that's in a light blue color on the back. And then the next page is all of these sweet tea kettles, and it says time for tea, and the little tea bags say tea with a little heart, and just adorable pattern paper. Then we have a green in that same adorable print. You have the yellow with the little teacups in the centers of the gingham. So sweet. Then on the back is the yellow pattern in that floral and stripe. We have this beautiful pattern. I love this one with these pretty flowers, the greenery, and then a stripe going up. And that's just a beautiful, beautiful paper. And then on the back, you have that tonal matching smaller floral and stripe. Then the beautiful flowers. And then it starts over again. And I'll just flip through again so that you can see all the patterns. So just such a beautiful, beautiful paper pad. So that one, again, is Tea Time, and I definitely want to have a couple of those in my stash because I love the papers in that one. And then we have the Eyelets, Gingham, and Solids, and this is made to coordinate with this, and it has, of course, coordinating solid papers, but it also has ginghams with little flowers in them, and more of the floral papers, and I love that she's got this beautiful color palette of these pinks, blues, greens, kind of a darker pink, a golden yellow, and then this blue color. So let me just flip through this one so you can see all the beautiful papers. And I'm sure if you go to Emma's channel, you can watch her release video where she goes into detail about everything. But this just gives you an idea of these 2 beautiful paper pads. And there's the names of them again. If you want to find them on her website, it'll be all in the new release section. And I will link all the information down below. Here are the sets that were released. Time for Tea stamps with coordinating dies. This adorable little tea kettle with the flowers on it, the little teacup, and then all these beautiful sentiments. And if you want to pause the video, you can, of course, read the sentiments, or you can go to the website and see. But these are all the coordinating dies that go with it. Then we have the small teacups, the teacup dies, and I love the little overlay that goes onto the teacup with the little flower pattern. And then she also has the piece that you need to make shakers. She's got this little tea bag with a heart, and then all the pieces that go to coordinate with making your tea cup and saucer and your little spoon also. And then she did the same thing in the medium teacup dies. So these ones are bigger, and all the same pieces. You can see that adorable tea bag with the heart. Then we have the tea kettle dies, and this is such a fun set to make. Both of these sets are great for making shaped tags, and I'm going to show you some shaped tags that I made with them. That's my favorite thing to do, as you know, is to make shaped tags for Christmas, and imagine the adorable Christmas tea tags that you can make with this, and also Christmas teacups, hot cocoa cups. A lot of you have asked about the teacup that I use to make my hot cocoa cups. This one's perfect for that at Christmas time. And then she did these 3 beautiful doilies. These are the Eyelet doily dies, and they have this adorable little heart motif going around. And to me, it almost looks like a little tulip almost. And then she did a beautiful covered plate die, and it has this beautiful floral motif in it. And I highly recommend using 65-pound paper, or if you're going to cut it with a heavier cardstock, like an 80-pound, make sure that you're using a metal shim in your machine. It cuts like butter with 65-pound paper, and I just love how it turns out, especially using it in white and then putting it over a colored paper. And then you have the daisy dies, and these are so fun to layer up all three sizes and then make a center. And I created a card with this and had so much fun playing with these flower dies. So those are all the products, and I am going to dive in to what I created using this new release. So let me set this aside and get it out of the way if I can. All right. And then I'll start in on my projects. The first two cards that I made use the cutouts from the paper pad. And she did these adorable little teacups and saucers. Looks like I have to erase that. I've got a mark on my tea kettle there. I didn't see it before I came on camera. But always have a good eraser. You can get a sand eraser or just a gum eraser to take any marks off. And that should come off just fine. But this card turned out so cute. I used a beautiful pink ribbon to kind of set off the pink in the tea kettle. I used that beautiful paper that says time for tea and has the little teacups and matching tea kettles. And I love the background that created. And I also used some of the pink gingham. So there's my little scene. And that you can see the beautiful doily die here. And then I used the sentiment thinking of you. And then on the inside, I just did a simple liner, and I have that ribbon next to it, which looks really pretty. So there's the first one. And then using those same cutouts in the paper pad, I did this adorable little blue teacup and saucer. And you can see where I used the daisy dies to make my little flowers. And I just framed it with the flowers. I used a piece of the doily die. I used the oval dies that are in her shop. The stitched ovals along with the scalloped ovals, the pretty scalloped ovals. And then I used the daisy paper from the paper pad in the background of this one. And that really plays off the daisies that are on these printables that are in the paper pad. And I love how this turned out with the yellow gingham in the background. And then on the inside, I added another flower and a little banner with some of the paper with the daisies in it. So that just turned out so, so sweet. So those are the two using the printables. And then the next thing I did was I took the smaller teacup set and I made a stack of teacups using the smaller teacup. And then I did the time for tea sentiment going down. I stamped it and then cut it into squares so I could say time for tea going down the teacups. Then I used that same tea kettle paper on the left here and the beautiful yellow eyelet paper on the right with a little bit of yellow going down to split the two papers apart. And that beautiful, beautiful doily die. I just love this doily die set. It's such a great staple to have in your stash. It's the perfect focal point for these little teacups. So I love how that card turned out too. Did I show you the inside? This one I just added a little bit of that yellow eyelet paper. Okay, so that's the third card. Then I played with the flowers, and I actually stacked all three sizes of the flowers together, with the smallest one as the center in yellow with the yellow center from the die set. And I think this turned out so cute. I was debating on adding gems to them, but I decided to come on and show the card without the gems for now, and I'll decide afterwards if I'm going to add them. And then I used her greenery die that's in her shop right now. This is a die from a couple releases ago, just to add some greenery around the flowers, and I love how that turned out. I did emboss a pattern of flowers into the background of this oval die cut from her stitched oval dies and her pretty scalloped oval layers to make that scallop panel behind it. And then I used her stitched rectangles in this beautiful pink gingham that has the little flowers in it. And I thought that looked really cute. It plays off the flowers that are the focal point of this. This beautiful mason jar is from the My Creative Time mason jar set. I don't believe it's available right now. I think Emma is looking at bringing out some mason jars, possibly in the future, to replace this set. but this is one that I've had in my stash from her for a long time. And I just cut it out of book paper. I cut it out of clear acetate to make it look like a glass jar. I added a little bit of cardboard here, and then I added the Thinking of You sentiment using her little dies for the banners. So this is her banner die, and then the Thinking of You is from the current set that came out, the Time for Tea stamp and die set. So I love how this turns out with the flowers. Inside I just put some little banners with her stitched rectangles, and then I added another flower to the back. So these are so fun to make. These flowers are a lot of fun to put together. And I just love how that turned out. So, so cute. And then I used the larger teacup set with the tea kettle, and I created this one, and I used the little sheet pan, the cookie sheet pan die set, to make a tray for the tea. And I think I got that idea from watching Suzanne, who is a creative muse. I think I saw it on her channel or Melissa's, I can't remember. But I hope that you guys will go and take a look at all the inspiration that's out there. Of course, you can go to Emma's channel and see all of her release week videos, but also go and visit all the design team members. There's Mo Creations, my friend Melissa. Hi, Melissa. MJ Carroll, which is also Melissa. And then a creative muse, which is Suzanne, and they all did beautiful projects. And we all send our love out to Gigi, who is recovering from an accident and is not designing right now. So Gigi, we send our love. But anyway, this one turned out so cute. I used that beautiful paper that's in the main paper pad, the tea time paper pad. And I created my tea kettle and my teacup using that paper. And then I did the blue from the paper pads for both the overlays that come with the tea kettle and the teacup, as well as the little doily that's in the background. I made some flowers and some greenery to set on the tray, and then I did Time for Tea. And then in the background is the beautiful cover plate die, and you can see how well that cuts out with a 65-pound weight paper. It just cuts everything out. And I didn't even have to poke any of the holes because it just completely cut it, which was really nice. So that just turns out so pretty, and I love how it looks on the cookie sheet dies as a tea tray. So that just turned out so cute. And then inside I just did a layer with a little banner. So really sweet. So fun to put these cards together. And then I have one more card to show you. And this is with the smaller die set for the teacup. And this one I made into a shaker, and you can see there's some clear sequins in there that shake around. I made the little tea bag with the floral paper just for fun. And you can kind of see that plays off the floral that's in the tea kettle. And then that beautiful floral paper is in the background with the little eyelet paper behind. And then I used the smallest doily die to create some doilies underneath the tea kettle and teacup. And then this one says, "Hello, friend." So just a very beautiful, clean white card. And then inside I just layered it with one of the ovals. So that's another card. And I made a total of 6 cards. And then the rest I have to share with you are just little tags that I made. You know that my favorite thing to do is to make tags. So I was really excited to have this tea kettle, and to make little tea kettle cards with it is just a lot of fun. So this one is pink with the gingham that has the little flowers in it. And I just love how that plays off the flowers that are in the overlay. And this overlay was something that Emma and I talked about, because I was telling her I really want an overlay that you can put onto the tea kettle that gives a pattern to it, and it has little cutouts. So I love how this turned out. You can make the tea kettles in a lot of different ways, because she's got all the pieces separately, so that you can add a stitching overlay to the handle. You can pop up the layers because she has separate dies for this. She has an extra die for down here. So you can do lots of things. She even has a die to even pop up the little knob. So I kept this one fairly simple, but it's so fun to make these little cards. And you can just have these on hand. You can use them for a birthday gift. You could use them to gift some tea to somebody. But I just loved making this little card. And a shaped tag is always a fun thing to have. And then I had to make some teacup tags. And these ones, I haven't put coffee or tea in them yet. I just wanted to show you what it looks like if you just do the overlay on the teacup very simply. You could just have these in your stash for when you're giving a little gift to somebody, especially if you're giving a coffee gift of some kind or a coffee card. But I love having sets of these tags, and I give these to my mom a lot. And then you can see what it looks like if you add the little tea to the top of it and the little tea bag. So these make a neat gift just to give to someone to have for gift giving. So there's a little set of beautiful tags, and I did all the colors of spring that were in the paper pad there. You have pink and blue and yellow and green. So those just turn out so fun, and they're so quick to make because the die set does all the work for you. And I also, just for fun, I made a few of the little ones, and I didn't put any tea bags in these ones yet, or any tea or coffee. But I just wanted to show you how cute they look with just the little overlay on them. Aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh. So I'm going to give some of these to my mom. And then I also wanted to do one last thing, and that is to show you how cute it looks to make them for Christmas or Valentine's Day even. So this would be very easy to turn into a Christmas tag if you just add a piece of holly right here. I made the marshmallows out of the hearts from the daisy die. I added one to the spoon in a little bit smaller size. And these just turn out so cute and are very similar to a Christmas tag I've made in the past. And this is the perfect die set for that. You could also just stamp a peachy keen face here instead of using the overlay. So there's lots of different ways you could make this tag using this beautiful teacup die set. And so this is the larger size, and I definitely think it's the perfect size for a little shaped Christmas tag. And you know, so that kind of, this is the medium teacup dies. That's how I made this one. Okay, so that is everything I have to share with you for this My Creative Time release. Really quickly, for those that want to know the dies that I used this die set here. This is MCT D173. Okay, and I used that for my little banner on this card here with the mason jar. The greenery that I added to the mason jar card with the daisies is from this die set here, and it's the Foliage Dies MCT D427. These are the mason jar dies, but I believe these are retired. But it's this die set here if you want to ask Emma about it, MCT D24. But as far as I know, she can't bring that one back right now, so she's going to have to re-release something. And then this is MCT D422, this pretty scallop oval dies. I use that. I use the pretty oval layering dies. Okay, MCT D421. I use the pretty scallop rectangle dies, MCT D434. And of course, the rectangle stitched dies. And then the other thing that I used, like I said, was the cookie sheet dies. So that's these ones here, and they're kind of covering up the name of the die set. But there it is, the cookie sheet tag dies. Okay, so those are all the die sets I used. Again, this is the 131st edition release for My Creative Time. Emma, you did such a beautiful job on this release. Such a fun collection of products to play with. So don't forget to use code MARCH2023 to get 15% off your entire purchase. It ends again on Sunday, April 2nd at midnight Pacific Standard Time. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and taking a look at my projects for the My Creative Time after party and for Saturday Morning Makes. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I am hoping to actually get some time to watch everybody's videos. I watched quite a few last weekend, but I think I'm a little bit behind still. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody is making, especially as we get closer to both Easter and Mother's Day coming up, and even Father's Day is coming too. So I hope that you guys will stay tuned with creating, or continue to create and share. And I look forward to seeing what you're all doing, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And thanks for joining me for the My Creative Time after party. So fun to share all these sweet, sweet projects with you. I just love making these little tiny tags. Oh my goodness. So, so sweet. And my favorite one, I think, has to be this adorable little tea kettle card. It's just so cute. So everybody have a great weekend. I will see you out on the e-waves, okay? All right, bye now.